Making dolmades or stuffed vine leaves. Chop finely 1 medium onion and then fry in a medium saucepan in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil for about 6 to 7 minutes until the onion's translucent. I'm going to add my other ingredients now. About 60 millilitres of homemade stock, and I'm going to make these vegetarian, so that's vegetarian stock. If you were adding your beef or lamb mince, you would at this stage, just before the stock. I'm going to make about 20 stuffed vine leaves, so I'm halving the quantities. That's about 200 millilitres of chopped tomatoes, so half a can, and a teaspoon of tomato puree. So I'm going to just heat that up a little bit more. Now I'm going to add my rice. Now with stuffed vine leaves, dolmade, my Greek friend has told me the best rice to use is paella rice. Guess what? In lockdown, I can't get either. So I'm just using everyday easy cook rice, which is all I have in the cupboard, and we're going to see how this turns out. We're not going to cook our rice now. We're going to stuff our vine leaves with this lovely filling, and then we're going to cook them all assembled. So I'm just going to heat that before adding my herbs. So lots of different herbs you could add, but traditionally it's dill and parsley. Finely chop those and add them to our rice mixture. Give our rice mixture a stir, and then we'll be ready for stuffing. Just going to squeeze a little bit of lemon into my rice filling, just to give it that little bit of zest. Right, we have bought a jar of vine leaves, and we're going to now stuff them. You lay them flat. You put a little tablespoon where the stem is. Obviously, if you are having fresh vine leaves, you need to boil them and then snip out the stem. I know these aren't going to be quite as nice, but this is again what I had available at the moment. We're going to just roll the base up and tuck it underneath, and then we're going to fold in our sides like doing a Christmas parcel up, and then roll all the way to the end, keeping it nice and tight. And then keeping the base down, I'm going to pop that next to the last one, keeping them nice and tightly arranged, ready to cook. Pour over about 200 millilitres of water. I'm using a big pan here. Leftover vine leaves at the bottom, and then trying to pack the stuffed ones quite close together. And just making sure water is covering all the vine leaves. And then I'm going to cover that with foil and then cook them in the oven. These are going in the oven for about an hour at 180 centigrade until the rice is cooked through. You can also freeze vine leaves, and you can stuff them and then freeze them, and then you would need to cook them a bit longer, maybe about 90 minutes at 180. Just out the oven an hour later, ready to serve with some beautiful olive oil, and they'll be ready for a starter for our Greek evening. So I'm just going to serve these up with a lovely drizzle of olive oil. This is Tony Yardley's gorgeous olive oil, so I'm going to pop some olive oil, bit of a squeeze of lemon,